It's the most wonderful time.
I guess this is what we're doing. Before you even try with that new year, new me bullshit, I'm going to be on my shenanigans in 2024 just like I have been for the last however many years. And how many? Don't worry about it. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. I don't know how you found me, but I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and stick around. My name is Janessa, and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, it's the end of the year. It's that time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We are counting down the best beauty of 2024. So I have been slacking on reviewing makeup on my website. I kind of fell out of it a while back. And then with my office change, I haven't figured out how to take the pictures. 2024, we're going to get back to it, but I don't really have my reviews to go by. So we're just going to give some awards away to some of the best products. So if you're excited to see what awards I'm giving and to which products, then stick around because we're getting into it right now. Yes, I am excited. I have 20 awards to give away, and there's some ties, so it's not just 20 products. I can never just make up my mind on every single one of them. Now, I did already have a video that came out about the 5 worst beauty experiences products in 2023. So if you haven't seen that video, gee, I bet it'll be linked for you right here in the cards. But that was the negative. Get it out of the way. We did a short video. I just had a few things I wanted to rant about, like whatever the fuck this was. But now it is all love. We are going to be celebrating the best beauty of 2023. I have some great products that I want to share with you, and we're just going to give some awards away. We're going to give some recognition to some great products. So let's get started. The first award that I want to give away is the Best Luxury Surprise. Now, 2023 has been the year where this started a while back, but I really fell out of love with the idea, the fallacy, the myth of luxury makeup. Pat McGrath, if she puts out one more plum mauve pink with a pop of gold bullshit palette, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I'm so tired of it. I bought a Charlotte Tilbury blush quad that blends away to absolutely nothing. Tom Ford wants you to pay $90 for the most basic beige Becky bullshit eyeshadow quad. I'm done with it. I know I said the ranting was over, but clearly I had a little bit left. But I actually got a little bit of a surprise from a luxury product that I tried this year. And in fact, it's the foundation that I'm wearing on my face today. The Guerlain Terracotta Détente, Latent, I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be. I don't speak French. Leave me alone. The Terracotta Latent foundation. This is beautiful. Now it's a little bit watery, and I find that I have to put on a little bit more than I put on with my other foundations. There's more pumps involved, and I'm an industrial application, so I'm going to go through this fast, but I love the finish, and it blends out beautifully. It doesn't turn any weird colors as it oxidizes. It's a beautiful, beautiful foundation. I don't remember who was talking about this on YouTube, but somebody talked me into paying $62 for this. I don't know if I was feeling wild. I don't know if I had credit card rewards that were burning a hole in my pocket. I don't know what it was, but somebody had said beautiful things about this. So I was like, you know what? Let's be wild. I haven't bought a new foundation for a while, and I bought this, and it's beautiful. Will I ever purchase it again? I don't know. I don't know. Again, this is the year that I really fell out of love with the idea of luxury products. I think they're just more expensive because they've got these fancy fashion house names on them. But I do really like this. And now that Uma Beauty is maybe in trouble, I'm a little bit sad. So if there were specials of this, You know, during the sale time, maybe I'll think about picking this up again, but I'm going to use this bottle up. I love it, and this was quite a surprise this year. For our second award, this is the best sculpt. Now, I have a big old face. There's a lot of Jabba the Hutt realness that we have to blend away. So a good sculpting product, a good contour is essential. And I actually have two that I discovered this year. And the first one is from Trixie Cosmetics. This is the Trixie Sticks Cream Bronzer Stick. I love this. I like this so much that I use this down to the nubbin, and now I'm digging into the product to get it out. I do have a backup in this color, and I have a little insight maybe. I posted on Instagram a picture of this that I was digging in, and I was like, I can't believe this is out of stock. And they said they're restocking early 2024. So I hope that's true. This is the shade S'more Sun. I have one more of these as a backup, and I have a darker shade that I used for show makeup. This is the perfect color for like filming days. The other one is better for show makeup, but I love these. These are a great option, and Trixie is just a fun brand. But for those of you who are on a budget or don't want to wait for the restock, I have another sculpting product, and this is one Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden has also loved this as a cream bronzer. I love it for contouring, and that's the Makeup Revolution Cream Bronzer. And as you can see, I have used this down to the pan. I have a backup. I have a couple of other shades that I'm playing with. I love this product, and this is like $6-7. So this is a really great option. I do like this. I like the ease of the Trixie sticks that I can just paint them on. This I have to go in with my sponge, get the product, and so I do prefer the Trixie a little bit, but for less than $10, available at Ulta, I mean, you can't complain about that. I certainly can't. And I find that I can complain about anything when I want to. All right, our next award is the best cream product that I found this year. Now, I should have said this at the beginning. I don't know that all of these products came out this year. I think most of them did. I can't remember when this particular product came out. I think it was this year, but just in case, let me cover my ass and say that these are products that I tried this year. So if it's something that came out a little earlier, let me live. This is my awards for 2023. It's about my experience. It's all about me, me, me. So I tried this year and I love it. It's the best cream product of 2023. And that is the Ketracel White Highlighter Palette from Adept Cosmetics. Now, I bought it because of these two pressed powder rainbow highlighter things. These are always hard to use, and Adept is no different. It's hard to get all the colors, but these are beautiful and lovely. What I was surprised by is how much I love these cream highlighters. This shade Vorta and then Gem Hadar, these two, this is like a pink shade, and this is one of the most beautiful highlighters in my collection. It is so gorgeous, and I'm not gonna swatch everything, but let me just do a little like swatching on my hand, and you can see how gorgeous that pink is. It's got a pink and a green gold, like it's lovely. Whenever I do a pink look, I always put that down first and then put like a powder highlighter over it. I'm obsessed. It is so beautiful. I'm gonna hit pan on that, and that's gonna be a sad day. But I'll also be proud of myself because I never hit pan on highlighters, and that one, it's gonna happen. The next award that they have, it's me. The next award that we have is the best dupe product. Now, this is from a collab, and this, when I discovered it, I was like, this is perfection, especially if you're not shopping from Ofra anymore. I don't know where we're at with Ofra. There was some drama, and then it seems to have died down, but all the people that I know that used to talk about Ofra don't talk about Ofra anymore. So I don't know if we're still mad at them. I can't keep up. I don't watch drama channels. I don't follow that. But if you're not shopping from Ofra and you miss glazed donut, then you need to get yourself the Glamlight Hershey's Cookies and Cream Highlighter Duo. Because this champagne gold shade right here is a beautiful dupe for glazed donut. I think it might be better. Honestly, I love Ofra highlighters. Glazed donut, if I fuck up my makeup and I'm just like, I need something to fix this, I slather on a ton of glazed donut and just say, let's face the world, we'll figure it out. This, I think, is even maybe a little better than glazed donut. It's at least as good, and it's a good shade match, a good dupe for it. So this is absolutely the best dupe that I found. And you get this second shade. So you also get this beautiful pearly white shade down here. But if you love glazed donut, and you either don't want to buy from Ofra, it's too expensive, this is a nice, much more inexpensive option to get these two shades. And this one, beautiful. So the next award I'm calling the Makeup Should Be Fun Award. Sometimes we take everything too seriously. We're too stressed out. We're trying to like grow that gram and we're just too worried about being perfect and looking perfect. I'm not into that bullshit. And I love products that help me remember that makeup is supposed to be fun. And so the best quirky, fun, playful product that I found this year is colorful foundation. And I found two great companies that carry colorful foundation. If you want to see me do a yellow foundation Thunderdome where I try them out next to each other head to head and pick which one is the best, then check out this video right here. So this year I discovered Indie Beat Cosmetics and Sunset Makeup, who both do a line of colorful foundations. Indie Beat Cosmetics also does some shimmery metallic foundations. This is actually a metallic pink, and this is the regular foundation from Sunset Makeup in green. I love these. These were so much fun to play with, and as I'm getting my website back up and running, as I'm trying to work some more balance into my life, I want more fun, playful looks. So I want to create an Elphaba look. I want to create a pink look where my whole face and my hair and everything is pink. So I love that I've got these colorful cosplay foundations, and I have to give it up. I think that both Indie Beat Cosmetics and Sunset Makeup really helped me rediscover the fun, the playfulness with their colorful foundations. Now, I know that sometimes people think that beauty YouTube is just some sort of unpaid QVC where you've got all these people hawking products trying to get you to buy the new. And there's certainly some of that. And I do love the new. I love finding new products. But this next award is the Old Faithful. This is a product that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for me, that product, the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. These are fantastic. They're $9, $10 in the drugstore. They are so great. They're available everywhere. You can get them at Ulta. You can get them at Target. You can get them all kinds of drugstore places. So much accessibility, very inexpensive. And they just keep releasing new colors and new collections. But the formula is perfect. It's so good. It works just as well as liquid lipsticks that are $20, $22, $25. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I love that they're still innovating and coming up with new collections. This was a little smiley face collection. I think that's fun. These were a little bit more neutral, peachy, kind of warm tones. And I've got so many colors of this. This is the Old Faithful. These are here to stay in my collection. I love them. That's a nice segue into the next award, which is the best new liquid lip that I've tried this year. I have always said I love liquid lipstick. I know. We're in this we were in glossy time for a long time, and now we've like doubled down on that, and now we're in all of these fucking lip oils, and I hate it, and I'm ready for the trend to change back. I love liquid lipstick, and I tried one that really is very different and does a different sort of look that I'm really loving. And that's the Sugar Drizzle Multi-Chrome Liquid Lipsticks. These are a multi-chrome that you paint on, it dries down, it doesn't move. It's not actually what I have on my lips right now. We're gonna get to that later. But these are beautiful. I've worn these. If you've seen any of the TikToks where I have the pink and purple look and I have the pink, really metallic-y looking lips, that's these. This is Strawberry Pop. That's what I'm wearing in those TikToks. And then I've also got Frozen Mimosa, which is a little bit more peachy gold. These are phenomenal. I need to go back and see what other colors they have because these have been such fun to play with. The next award is Best Reinvention, and I think that this brand reinvented itself before this year. It might have been last year. What even is time? Ever since the pandemonium kicked off, something could have been 2 weeks ago. It could have been 6 years ago. I don't know. I don't know. I need a handler. But Lady Gaga, I did like some of the products from the original iteration of Haus Labs, but she certainly has turned it around and turned it up with her new Haus Labs that is in Sephora. And this year she came out with blushes. And I am in love with these blushes. And this shade, Lavender Blonde, this for sure came out this year. I don't know about this one, but I do love what Lady Gaga has done with Haus Labs. I do feel like it feels like a real beauty brand. Sometimes things can feel a little bit cash grabby. I think these are beautiful products that perform well. I love a lot of things from the line, but I especially love these matte blushes. And this shade right here, this peach shade, which is Pomelo Peach, this combined with the Fire Opal highlighter makes the most beautiful peachy coral shimmery blush. Oh, it's to die for. I love this. So in terms of the best reinvention, I think there's a couple of products that I maybe missed from the original iteration, but she's killing it, and it's really come back bigger and stronger and better than ever. Buckle up, kids. I'm about to do a sports reference. And if it's not accurate, just leave me alone, because I think I know what I'm talking about, but probably not. The next award I'm calling the Fourth Quarter Hail Mary. This is a brand that really was starting to bore me, and then they came in clutch towards the end of the year. For Halloween, right around that time, they had a release that was like, they've still got it. And that, for me, is Lunar Beauty and the Siren Sunset. They've really been kind of boring. They've done like these lipsticks that were just like, whatever. The Fool Fantasy collection with Laura Lee was such basic beige Becky bullshit. And I say that as somebody who appreciates that Lunar Beauty, Manny's aesthetic is like nudes with rose gold. I mean, that's really what he does. It's what he's always done. And that's really what he's been sort of criticized for. But even knowing that, I've felt like the last few releases have been really ho-hum. I mean, he did like setting powders, and that's, whenever you get to that, like, release it with something else, because a setting powder by itself is boring as fuck. But then this came out right around Halloween time, and I love it. Because this is as colorful as Lunar Beauty's gonna go. I get it. There's still half a palette and a little bit more that's still neutral. But we've got these neutrals, and they're a little bit cooler than a lot of his neutrals. He tends to go very warm. Beautiful, beautiful purples and greens and blues. And then a couple of these have this like duochrome, multi-chrome shift. It's just beautiful. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, maybe we don't have to stop counting on Lunar Beauty. Because I really had kind of stopped really paying attention to what they were doing. I did buy the setting powder because I'm a fucking clown. I just am like not as like watching for his releases. And then this came out and I was like, oh, look at this color story, which is what the fucking advent calendar last year should have been anyway. If you want to revisit that rant about the catfish of the century, I'll link it for you right here. I'm still mad about it. But this is beautiful. I love the mermaid inspiration. I love the colors. I was like, oh, Lunar Beauty. We're still in the game. Thank God. Okay, so that's the Hail Mary. Sports fans, did I do all right? Go sports ball. The next award that we're giving out is called the Bait and Switch. And that's because this is a product that I absolutely love, because I use it completely wrong. And that's the Trixie Cosmetics liquid eyeshadows. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, if you follow me on Facebook and go to my lives, you know that I fucking hate liquid eyeshadow. I hate it. They never work. They don't. The one thing you can maybe do is put some on and like tap it out and get like a diffused wash of color. That's never what I'm looking for. And the shimmery ones are cracky and gross. And Trixie has had 2 collections and I bought them all because I'm a clown. But you know what? That's what I have on my lips right now. This shade right here, Take a Hike. These are actually such good lip toppers. They go on so smooth and I feel like they don't crack. They wear so well. I love these as lip toppers. I'm going to keep buying any collections of liquid eyeshadows that she puts out. They are the perfect lip toppers. These, I've tried one of them on my eye once and never again. And like now I wear them on my lips all the time. So those Sugar Drizzle ones that I mentioned earlier, if you see metallic shimmer on my lips, it's either those or these. Pretty much every time. They are fantastic. So it was a little bit of a bait and switch, but I'm glad that I found a way to use these products because the colors are beautiful. I love them. I mean, check the material. The next award that I'm giving away is the Best Pastel Palette. I love pastels. I know that I can be a big hooker clown, but sometimes even I like to be a little bit girly, a little bit femme with my looks, and so I love a good pastel palette. And of course, because I love them, and because there were such good releases this year, I have a tie. So first up, we have the Sickly Sweet palette by Blend Bunny. And this has some really gorgeous pastels with a few of these really weird deep shades. I love that this was kind of the Halloween release, so it was like a different take on Halloween of like all of these little candy brights, and then it gets a little dark, it gets a little spooky, and you can still give some depth to your look, but keep it pastel and colorful. And I love that. I think that this is gorgeous. I love these shimmers. All of these shimmers are stunners. Such a good formula. I love Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and I really do like this. It's a shame that I didn't have this. It hadn't come out when we filmed my Blend Bunny ranking, which you can check out right here if you haven't seen it. Thunderdome! That got weird. But I had to sneak this in just as a note and say like, hey, I did also buy this palette. It's really great. Here's where it would fall in the countdown. So I love this. I think this is a great pastel palette. But there were too many good pastel palettes, so I had to have a tie because I also really, really, really loved the Delicious Delights palette from Cosmic Beauty. This is so pretty. And what I love about this palette and why I thought that this should go along with the Blend Bunny palette is because this has some beautiful pastels, but we've also got some of those deeper shades, and we've got a couple of these shifty shades. So both of these pastel palettes give us our pastels, but then they give us ways to transform them. So it's not just a wash of cotton candy color all over the lid. You can add some of these really interesting dimensional shades. We've got some mid-tones, some deeper tones, and then like this multi-chrome is just gorgeous. I'm sure it's not going to pick up on camera, but such a gorgeous shade. This is really gorgeous. So many beautiful shades in here. I just couldn't pick between the two. I had to have them both. The next award that I'm giving out is the Best New Brand. The brand that I'm most excited to have discovered. And I haven't even really had much of a chance to play with these. I've played with one of the palettes a little bit, but I am super excited to get to know Artitude Cosmetics. And specifically, we have the Maneater palette and the Abscission palette. This is their most recent, this was like their fall release, but this is the one that I was most into. And this one I actually had to place a second order. It's a whole long story. I talked about it on Facebook Live, but basically they had a Halloween box that came with the Phoenix palette, and then they said, oh, if you want, you can swap out for one of our other palettes. And so I tried to email them because there was no like order notes section. And then I got the Phoenix palette and then didn't care because the Phoenix palette is phenomenal. It's just not as much my color story as these two. So I placed a second order and got the Maneater. I am such a fan of greens, and I love these bright greens. I'm going to show you the Abscission palette in a minute, and those have some greens as well. But these brighter, bluer-based greens are really my favorite. That's my forte. That's really my wheelhouse. And I love it with this pink and this like buttercream that's got a little maybe of like a green shift. beautiful, beautiful colors in here. And Abscission gives us this beautiful interpretation of fall that's not just red, orange, red-based purple. Like, that's a sunset look. It doesn't have, every fall palette doesn't have to look like that with a couple browns. I love that, like, when you get into fall, things start to change, but they don't change immediately. So we've got some red, we've got a little orangey brick tone in there, we've got some earthy browns, we've got these light shades, and then we've got these greens. There's still a little bit of green hanging on, trying to survive. We've got a couple blues here for those rainy fall days. I love it. I think this is beautiful. I do love the pink and the green pop in the other palette a little better, but I'm excited to play with this one as well. The next award is the Dynamic Duo, and this is for two palettes that were released pretty close together, and I don't know if they were designed to go together, but they are a perfect match. And in fact, when they were first sneak peeked, I thought they might be kind of duping each other. How wrong I was, and how beautiful these palettes are. The Haunted and Nightshade palettes from Gourmand Girls with Doodles by the Bunny. So Nightshade was their first release, and because Nightshade is like a poisonous plant, I, along with a lot of other people, thought this was their Halloween release. It came out in September, I think, and so it was around the right time where early Halloween releases were starting to pop up. So we thought, okay, like poison, it's kind of spooky, it's a little assassiny, we like that, and it's greens and purples and just gorgeous colors. And I thought, oh, that's a gorgeous little Halloween release. Then bam, a couple weeks later, we got the Haunted palette. And like I said, in some of the promo photos, the way the shades photographed, they looked like they might be the same. But as you can see, once you get it out, it's very different. And I'm going to show them next to each other in just a moment. But this has a couple of greens and still a couple of purples. But it also brings in a couple of these yellows, a little bit of pink, and some different neutrals to mix it up. And once you see them together, you can definitely see that they're not duping each other, but they really do pair so beautifully together. So like this shade and this shade look very similar, but as you look at them, you can see that this is a matte and this is a shimmer. So there was some of that where some of the things that are maybe matte in one are shimmer in the other, so even if they're a little bit similar. And these purples, a lot of these purple shimmers are duochromes or multichromes, and so the shifts are very different. So even if the base is somewhat similar, but you can see that these tend to be a little bit more blue-toned purples, and these tend to be a little bit warmer to go with like these shades and the yellow. So it just really pairs beautifully. Putting these together gives you so many more options. You can get much more monochromatic if you want. You could do a fun yellow, green, swampy look with those. That could be really fun. So I love these together. They were my favorite dynamic duo of 2023. The next award is for the best Halloween palette. I love Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I love that this year we got so many Halloween releases and so many good Halloween releases, because a lot of makeup companies, it took a while for makeup companies to figure out that Halloween was like a marketable holiday, and it's like, for makeup, when the whole point of the holiday is disguise and being spooky? Are you kidding me? So it took a long time for people to catch on, and then a lot of companies would put out like junky kind of little collections just as throwaway cash grabs, and now people are like, oh no, people will buy legit Halloween stuff. So I love that we're starting to see really good quality, and my favorite that I picked up this year was a new brand to me, and it's the Elements of Evil palette from Sugar Drizzle. Now this is also designed by Doodles by the Bunny. It doesn't have her name on it. I think she's like the official designer for Gourmand Girls now. I don't know how that works out. I don't follow that kind of stuff close enough to know who's doing what where. But this was designed by Doodles by the Bunny, and it's really cute. It's got a fun spider webs and a little like witches ingredient shelves here. It's really fun. And as you open it up, I mean, so many beautiful greens, of course. And there's beautiful multichromes in here and duochromes that have lovely shifts that I just absolutely adore. and you will probably not see on camera, but I promise that they're there. And I love green and orange together. I really do. So I think that this is a beautiful palette with all these greens, and then we've got these pops of orange, we've got a little purple, we've got a matte black to darken things up to make it spooky. I love this. The Elements of Evil. I need to play with this more, but I really like this so far. I might need to check out more palettes by Sugar Drizzle. Do you have any favorites? Let me know down in the comments what I should look for, because if this really is as good as I think it is, and if I have the same experience that I've been having so far, I might have to pick up a couple more of their palettes to try more shadows. Next, we're going to talk about some collabs. I love collabs. I'm here for collabs. I love them with people. I love them with IPs. So, of course, I had to give a couple of awards to the best collabs of the year. The first is the best collab palette for an IP, and that goes to Glamlight. They were all over the horror space this year. They gave us 4 separate slasher-themed collections. I've got a whole video on that. If it's already out, I'll link it right up here for you to check out. If it's not, it'll be coming to my channel soon. I'm not sure what order I'm editing these in, but I'm super excited to tell you all about this collections. But the best palette for me, absolutely, was this one. Now, this maybe isn't my favorite. There's maybe a surprise waiting in my video about the horror palettes, but I think that this was the best one of the palettes, just in a general sense. And the reason why, so these lenticular are super fun, and you get the Welcome to Crystal Lake sign. And I just think that the color story in this one is top notch, because it really gives you the colors of being at a wilderness summer camp. You've got the blues of the water, you've got the greens and the browns of the grass and the trees, and you've got these beautiful plummy colors that are very natural, little wildflowers. And then you've got red for when Jason comes along and cuts your head off. So it's perfect. I love it. And this kind of gunmetal silver that could maybe be for like the knife that they stab you with, or the machete. Of the IP collab palettes, I think this is the best one. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it's definitely the best in a more general sense. So this one is great. Any of those collections would be great to pick up, but definitely watch my whole video for my extended thoughts about the whole rigmarole. But in terms of the palettes, I think that this is the best one as a general recommendation. And of course, we have to talk about collabs with people. Influencer collabs, those have still been going strong. There have been some fantastic palettes. Heather Austin did the Resurgence collection with Unearthly Cosmetics. Michaela and P. Louise, it was very divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it. I have a video where I'm going to tell you more about that coming soon to the channel. But for my favorite, this should not be a surprise to anyone. I love this influencer. I love this holiday. So how could I give it to anybody except Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden with her Halloween palettes from Odin's Eye Cosmetics. So she did the Hella palette with Odin's Eye, which I think won my best collab palette last year. And now for this year, it's the Halloween collection. There were 2 palettes that are so adorable and so perfect for the holiday. This is the Trick or Treat palette, which gives you some beautiful greens and some pumpkin-y oranges. There's a little bit of a candy corn kind of feel. I know that that's also divisive. I happen to fall on the pro side, but if you are anti and choose to be wrong, I wish you well on your journey. That's more candy corn for me. I love it, and this is a beautiful, and I love these kind of maroon colors. There was a look she did on her channel where she mixed these maroonish red browns with this mint green, and it was perfection. You would never expect it. It was so good. And then we have the Little Ghost palette, and this gives you some purples, this fun bright pop of neon yellow, some blues, a few more oranges, so these 2 palettes work together really well. But I love this. This is a little bit cooler toned with bright pops. I think that this collection was so good. I hope that Angelica and Odin's Eye keep working together, because every time they create a product, they strike gold. They just do. The next award is for Best Innovation, and this has to do with how I've been doing this big old hooker clown face. I've been painting for a long time, and one place where I really struggle, always struggle, still struggle, always will struggle, can't stop, won't stop the struggle, toot toot, run the struggle bus, but brows. Brows are always a problem. And especially for filming days, I used to always draw them on with pencil, and then I would set them with powder. And you know what? I was always knocking into them. I would smudge them when I was taking wigs on and off. And then, I don't know what possessed me to try this out, but it's been life-changing, is to draw the brow shape not with a pencil, but with cake liners. Cake liners have been kind of a thing where they seemed like they were going to get big, and then they never really got really big, but a lot of companies have put out cake liners, so they're just kind of in the beauty space. And every once in a while, somebody will do like some artistic liner, but at least the people I watch aren't doing a lot of eye art where they're drawing little intricate things. But using these for drawing brows has been a game changer. Drawing the shape with cake liner and then setting it with powder. And there was a company that had a big cake liner release that I really enjoyed, and that was Give Me Glow Cosmetics. They came out with these little heart cake liner duos. And this shade right here, Chocolate Wasted, is 2 shades of brown that is the perfect like base brow for me. Now, I do a lot of colorful brows, so I have other colors as well. This one has a deeper brown if I want a deeper brown. I also have a little duo that's blue. I have one that's like neon pink with like a corally peach. There's just so many colors, and they have like 20, 25 of these little duos on their site. And there's so many other companies that do cake liners, but I love, the innovation for me has been cake liner brows, and I really love these Give Me Glow. They have really been a game changer for me. Not really a tie, but maybe an honorable mention. I also really love the cake liners from Gavisi Beauty. They do these big cake liner palettes, and these are big ol' honkin' pans. So if you're interested in not only brows, but getting into some of that eye art and like graphic liner and things like that, these might really be a good option for you. Like these are the neons. They have one that's pastels. They have one that's rainbow. They have one that's more neutrals. So there's a lot of options. I do really like Gavisi Beauty as well. Not enough to say that they tied with Give Me Glow. I think the Give Me Glow, the collections that they have, those little duos are just so adorable. And I think that it was a really great launch. These have just been there for a while. These have been tried and true. So Give Me Glow is like the fancy new one, but these are also really reliable and really good quality. The next award that we have is the most fun brand. Again, we had the award for Makeup Should Be Fun, and this brand really is just about having fun. And I love that their collections, the theming is always fun, the accessory products are always fun. She's just having a good time, and that's my sister in drag, Trixie Cosmetics. Trixie Cosmetics wins the award for the brand that is the most fun. This is their most recent collection, the Horse Girl palette. And I love this because we all knew a horse girl in school. We did. My friend Nanners, to this day, when you go to her house, in the basement, there's all those Breyer horses. And like she still like has this whole collection from when she was a kid, and there was always that horse girl that she wasn't interested in princesses and mermaids and fairies. She loved horses, and this is a celebration for her. It's a beautiful collection of neutrals with pink. This is kind of a shifty shade that's got some turquoise mixed in with brown, this kind of icy blue at the bottom, and there's kind of this country print in here. I just love the packaging is always an experience. The theming is always an experience. The accessories are adorable. And obviously the products are great. I talked about her contour sticks earlier with my best Sculpt product of the year. The Bait and Switch was her liquid eyeshadows. I didn't give them an award, but her liquid lipsticks are fantastic. So I love Trixie Cosmetics. They're great products, but they're not great at the expense of being fun products. So I'm very excited to give them the award for the most fun brand of 2023. The next award is for the most consistent. There's nothing worse than when your favorite brand puts out a new palette and you've been loving their formula, you've been creating killer looks, and you get it and they've changed something with the formula and it just doesn't work the same. Or maybe they've been doing bomb eyeshadows and then they come out with a blush and it's chalk dust. What is that about? Why can't we get it together? So I wanted to give an award for the brand that I think that has just been the most consistent. And the brand that really says consistency to me is Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I really think that their eyeshadow formulas, the shimmers, the mattes, are always, always great. I think that the shimmers are... they're not like traditional, like kind of low shimmers. They're not always necessarily like really metallic shimmers. A couple of the palettes have maybe a couple duochromy, multichromy things happening, but a lot of times they're just like a beautiful, kind of foiled, blends out really beautifully shimmer. They're just like basic building block shimmers that are gorgeous, and they're always going to work. The mattes always work. The color stories are phenomenal. Even if it's not a color story for you, the quality is going to be phenomenal. So I really have to give them props for being consistent and giving us good products. Now, I know that some people like to complain that sometimes the color stories move around. We've talked about that before, so we don't have to belabor that point, but I do love these color stories, and I think that they're very consistent. And I've tried a couple of the liquid lipsticks. They've been great. And I've tried the blush and highlighter palettes, and those are some of the best things from the brand. I love it. I'm excited to see what they do. I have a soft spot in my heart. When we get to the final award, which is coming up next, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I really think that in terms of consistency, whatever biases I may have, I think you have to admit that Blend Bunny is nothing if not consistent. Consistently good. And for the last award, I wanted to do sort of a favorite product of the year, which is impossible for me. I buy a ton of makeup. I love to play with makeup, and something will be my favorite when it shows up, and then I'll kind of forget about it. And then sometimes I'll go back to it and it'll be my favorite again. But I just always like things to be different. I'm always just in love with the sparkly new thing that's in front of me. So when I was trying to think of an overall best, I kept thinking of like, oh yeah, I did love that. Oh, but I loved that. Oh, but I loved that. So I was like, what's something that would set it apart? And for me, that would be the Machina palette from Blend Bunny. And the reason why is because this was gifted to me by the brand. This was sent to me, and I am so appreciative of it. And it really was a special, beautiful moment that I got to get this palette a little bit early, make a video before the release. It really felt special. It was one of those things where you might put out a video and maybe your best friend who will half watch it while she's crafting, and your mom will probably watch it while she's crocheting, and you don't know if anybody else even will watch it. To have a brand reach out and say that they appreciated a video and that they would like to gift me one of their products, I mean, that really was a high point of this year. I mean, I was at work when I was talking to her on Instagram, and it's a good thing that I work virtually, because I may have been just like crying at my desk a little bit. So it's fine. I thought I had all those pesky emotions removed, but there were a couple left over. Very excited to receive this, and it is a beautiful product. It's a really lovely collection, and I love the idea of it, of these like sci-fi AI kind of inspired shades, and then it like glitches over into this more organic, flowery kind of side. I just think it's beautiful. It's another lovely color story. I did a couple of looks in my video. I even tried to use these oranges and greens together, and I haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm still playing and still experimenting, but it inspires me. And when I think about like what's a moment that was really special to me, it really was this palette and being able to make that video and talk about it and being able to put it up and really just feeling like somebody saw this little mouthy queer drag queen on the internet and like saw them and appreciated them. And so for the last couple years, that I've spent either being ignored or being called a groomer by religious nutjobs, it was kind of nice for somebody to say, I appreciate what you do, and I would like to send you a little gift. That really was a beautiful, beautiful moment. So this is my best. You can say that I'm biased. You can say that I'm like just giving out to my favorites. That's what this whole channel is. Like, newsflash, this whole list is just my favorites. It's all my favorite things. I'm Oprah. You get my opinion, and you get my opinion, you get my opinion. That's what it is. So I hope you're ready. Buckle up, Buttercup, because that's what we're doing in 2024. So that is the video. That is the best beauty of 2023. I hope you enjoyed. I had so much fun putting this list together. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like next year. I am working on getting back into a rhythm of being able to update my website. I've started to figure out some ways to take pictures of products so I can get better quality product photos for the website. I'm also working out how I'm going to do swatch photos in this space. So very soon, reviews should start popping up on janessaj.com again. So I've done a few randomly here and there, but I used to do every week there was like new product reviews, so we'll see if I can get back up to that speed, but I'm hoping to have that. So maybe we'll get back to reviewing the reviews to do the awards at the end of the year. But for now, I can just say I loved coming up with these awards, coming up with these fun ways to recognize products that were really wonderful and fun and playful and quirky to use in 2023. If you liked this video, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me that thumbs up to tell me. Or if I didn't include your favorite product and you are butthurt and mad as hell, you know what? You can go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future updates. I try to upload at least once a week. We'll see how it goes. Work has been evening out, so I'm hoping to stick to that once a week. And sometimes, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, celebratory. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to that website that I keep talking about, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. I know we're getting to the end of year and we're all weepy and saying our goodbye to one year and saying hello to a new year. And I'm just excited to enter another year of this weird, wild social media journey. And I'm excited to have you come along with me. So until I see you again, bye.